I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you're going to be lean and mean, guaranteed. That's right. She was a small town girl, and I was a small town boy, and we both ended up in L.A. And next thing you know, a woman named Nancy Wolfson says, hey, you guys should be together, talking on mics, and we're going to call that a podcast. And I went, what? Bruh, dude. Folks, she's the best voice in podcast radio. She's been around for a long time. Not just podcast radio, everything, television. You pick up your phone and it says, hold, please. We'll be right with you, please. That kind of thing. That's right. It's her voice. Watch, Anna. Let me introduce it, folks. It's Anna Vocino. Yeah. Oh, they can't stop. They got the lighters out. Yeah. No, really, folks, really calm down. Okay, please. Anna, pretend I'm on hold and do one of your things, like one of your, because that was, you used to do that a long time ago, right?
Oh, I still do it. I can't believe AI hasn't taken that, honestly. Like, if you're going to AI anything, AI that shit. You know what I mean? Don't AI the movies.
Yeah. Go on, Anna. Give us a hold, please.
Okay. Hold on. What did I say today?
Oh, that's how, folks, you wonder how she pays to get all her food in stores. She's got to talk for a living. She's got to whore her mouth out for a living.
I do. I have a whore mouth.
You do.
The long and short of it.
Whore mouth.
I have a whore mouth.
She's been flooding out that mouth and those 32 teeth for a long time.
That's right. Is that how many teeth we have? 32?
Yeah, it depends on if you got your wisdom teeth.
Your wisdoms.
Yeah.
I just want to point out your voice hit a new level today, and not at my favorite part, which you nailed, but you said your good intentions have been stolen. Like, you did a little
You know what? You know who I was thinking about?
It was great.
I was thinking about the Skeetster. I was thinking about Skeeter at the time. Oh.
Skeeter will do it.
Yeah, Skeeter can pull it out. By the way, folks, Skeeter used to do the opening before Mike Dawson did the opening for my show. And Skeeter was he's the best voice. And when you hear him talk, he sounds like Gomer Pyle. Like,
hey, he sounds like Jim Neighbors. Yeah.
What y'all doing? Come on, girlfriend.
He's Skeeter, who is also my co-founder in Eat Happy Kitchen. So he is a long-time fan of ours.
Another great
and voice guy.
Yeah, he's another great voiceover guy. Folks, if you knew how crazy these voiceover people, by the way, we're going to do a 101 today, a 101 today, talking about labels. We're going to also talk about GLP-1s in case you're wondering. But before we do that, we got, please indulge me for just another minute.
We have some biznatch to attend to.
Look, the bottom line is that these voiceover people, when you talk about Hollywood, like, I'll give you an example. My wife is an actress. I know Serena, the woman around the house. And then I see Serena on the screen.
Right.
And I don't recognize who she is. Right? Like, I see my wife over there.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird because when she's been in plays and I'll go and watch the play, it's like, I don't know who's up there. It's like, I'm living with a witch. Right?
She's a sorceress. Because when she's in like makeup and hair and costume and the lights and the whole thing, it's a different thing. It's the same thing with voices because they put so much EQ on stuff. It's like, oh, is that you? Sometimes I don't know it's me.
But Anna, with acting, it's like I see my wife's face and body up there, but she would never say those words in that order. Right?
Cognitive disconnect.
Yeah, it's like, wait, she never says that. And it's like, oh, yeah, she's acting. Now, if you think that's crazy, folks, voiceover people become a completely different thing. because
correct.
the Vocino, and well, Skeeter is a different thing because literally he sounds like Gomer Pyle when you talk to him. And then when he does work, he goes into this and he
has a very distinct promo voice because he comes from the concert promotions world, and that's what he produces. He's a creative director at a whole concert promotions like one of the biggest ones in the world, and he voices a lot of those things. And but it's always crazy when the voiceover people talk like how they do that, but it doesn't happen that often. Most people just kind of like just chill. We don't.
But like
it's
when
almost
you
like
were
singing, but you're speaking. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so do like one of your when you were doing a network. I don't know if we could say. Can you say the network?
No,
you can say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This Monday and Tuesday, The Voice. What was it? Monday and Tuesday at 9/8 Central. Is that it? Monday and Tuesday at 9/8 Central on NBC. I had to learn how to say Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Thursdays, TGIT, 9/8 Central. It's always 9/8 Central. Like as if the Central people don't know what time zone, like how to convert time zones.
Right.
8/7 Central on ABC. Only once did I accidentally say AMC when I was working for ABC.
Yeah.
Just came out. And I was like, sorry, I didn't mean that. Don't fire me. And then once I said ABC when I was doing NBC. I was like, oh, sorry. I don't mean it. But what's crazy, actually, I just did an audition for HBO. And the thing that's so crazy, I've done so many promos for HBO. And the state of the world is right now is that you have to audition for every single
again, like job. Someone like you, they still.
Oh, I've done it. They know it's the same producer. But the network needs to hear it and approve it, and you got it. Whatever.
All right, so do the phone thing. That's the one because folks, you're gonna get pissed off because you're gonna feel like you're on hold. Hang on.
Hi, thanks for calling Pure Vitamin Club. If you'd like to buy some vitamins, press 1. If you'd like to buy some coffee, press 2. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. If you'd like to buy some vitamins, press 1. If you'd like to buy some I'm sorry, I still didn't get that. Press or say 1 if you'd like to buy some vitamins. I'm sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. We're hanging up on you now.
Yeah.
The worst one I did, you want to know the worst one I did?
Yeah,
years ago, and I think it's still active, and I worked under an NDA, so I can't say which insurance company. It was an insurance company, a health insurance company, which we all know how we feel about health insurance companies, especially in this day and age in esta economia. We're not enjoying them.
We literally have young, good-looking Italian men shooting people in the backs over.
Yeah, it's because people are not happy with the health insurance. Well, they're not going to be happy. Then I need the future Luigis of the world to plug their ears from what I'm about to tell you. I had to read. It took 4 hours. Read every possible rejection code for them turning you down for why you wouldn't get your insurance. So it was like this claim was rejected because of, and then you would say code whatever the thing is, 54021. The patient had cancer before having insurance covered. Like some deep, dark fucking shit.
That's crazy, right?
And the producers and I are like, after like, because I don't go basically for like 10 minutes at a time and read, and then we take a little break and then take a sip of water, then go for 10 minutes at a time. And we're just literally like, this is the work. Can you imagine calling? Like, where's my claim? Literally like the suicide happened. But you're like, what? That's a thing? It is, guys. They've thought of everything. They have thought of everything. Took a dark turn. Sorry, I didn't mean for it to go. Trigger warning. No. Didn't mean for it to go that dark. But that's, yes. My voice is in a number of things, so thanks. And the murders right now. The murders are airing. Killer Couples is airing right now.
Where is that? Cool. Where can I watch that?
That's on Oxygen, and that's just the whole premise of the show is a couple who goes on a murder spree.
And I can't get Oxygen because like already my guy friends are going, wait, Hallmark? We need to really think about
so if you have Oxygen, that's it. You've checked in your man card.
I can't have those simultaneously because
I think you can.
I would have to hand my dude.
You love the murders though.
I do, but I could get all the murders on Amazon.
You could probably get. Let me see if you can. I'm going to Google how to watch Snapped.
They're going to probably
Killer
say
Couples.
I think I've seen Snapped on
Fandango,
Amazon.
YouTube TV, Apple TV, Peacock, Amazon Prime.
We got the Peacock because Serena shows up on the Peacock from time to time.
Hold on, is this a preview?
Matter of fact, I think that could be happening again soon, which means I got to be going out and get my own food, which ain't good.
Oh yeah, that's not good. And by the way, I've just narrated the past 9 seasons. There are 9, and I've only narrated seasons 9 through 18. Mm-hmm. That's how many seasons. That's how many couples go on murder sprees in this country.
Yeah,
Vinny and Serena and Lauren and Anna aren't one of them. Or worse, podcast couple. Well, podcast coworkers go on a murder spree because of misinformation spread about carbs. That's us. That's our story.
Or, look, it could be way worse. It's like, wait, something happened to Laura and something happened to Serena? Wait a minute.
And that's that's how killer couples
podcast. Right. Yeah. And turns out there were more than podcast co-hosts. That's the way it happens.
That's the way it happens.
I see it on
you see it on the murders?
On Dateline.
They're all really stupid though, and they all confess in jail to like their jail cell, their jailmates, or their they'll confess to like their cousin who comes and visits them at the jail, not realizing the calls are being recorded.
Right.
Dum-dums.
It is not.
You and I aren't that dumb. We're
no.
We're gonna pull the wool over everyone's eyes.
But I walk through life looking at things and I'll go, okay. Like I'll look around my house and I'll go, okay. And I put a voice in my head. And that voice is none other than, what's her name with the, she's on all those shows. She was an attorney now, and she's got the Southern voice. God, what's her name?
Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace. What I do is I put Nancy Grace, like I'll see something like.
Vinny, it was murder, plain and simple.
Anna, I want you to do this, Anna. I want you to do Nancy Grace for me, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. I love knives. So I have a lot of knives in my office.
So many murder weapons at your house?
So let's say I got 25 knives just placed around most of these, Anna, wait, hang on. Most of these are like pocket knives, little case pocket knives or whatever, but some of them are Bowie knives or whatever. Okay. Serena is found murdered in the home by a knife. And the cops come in. What would Anna Grace? What would Nancy Grace say about
Anna Grace?
That's my niece's name. Go on.
I don't know why they don't have enough evidence to lock him up. The man has 25 knives. 17 of them are lethal and match exactly the slash marks in her heart. I read the papers. I read the police report.
I got to give you one note.
I haven't listened to Nancy Grace in a really long time, so that's digging in the archives.
What you got to do is when you say 25 knives, you have to repeat it 2 or 3 times. Almost like
25 knives. 25 knives. 25 knives.
Yeah, that's Nancy Grace. She would stick with the 25 knives, right? Mm-hmm. It like if Serena died from a caffeine overdose. If Serena died of a caffeine overdose. Now, Anna, let me give you some stuff. I got a bunch of
We know he makes mocha pot, okay? He makes mocha pot at 10 p.m. in the evening like an animal. An animal.
Mention my espresso machine. I got 2 of them. Espresso machine.
Just the words espresso machine?
He had 2 espresso. Who needs 2?
Because then 2 espresso. Who spends all of their discretionary money on espresso machines? A criminal, a murderer.
I have 8 mocha pots. Go on, Ann.
Vinny, that's ridiculous.
But over the years, you collect
pots.
Yeah, at least maybe 10.
Did you see the meme of the Italian guy who gets upset at his roommate for washing the mocha pot?
Oh, you're not supposed to.
I know, and he like freaks
soap in
out.
them.
Like, what are you doing?
No, you put soap in them. You got to start over.
Yeah, you need a new mocha pot.
You know what his roommate is? A serial killer. That's what you got.
Well, he's going to be on Nancy Grace.
Serial killer. Who? Serena, can you imagine me taking, the thing you make espresso in?
Anna.
What did I call you?
You know what you said. You mentioned your dead wife.
She's still alive. She's upstairs.
I know.
I can hear her with the dogs. All right.
I know. I heard Trixie earlier. I love her.
Anna.
Yeah.
You know the thing you put in the basket, you put the espresso in, and then you make your espresso? Yeah. Okay. Can you imagine putting soap in that thing?
No.
It would ruin
it. Seems very weird.
It would ruin it. You want to ruin something really fast? Put soap anywhere near where coffee goes through in pressure. I don't care how much you think you're cleaning that thing. You're starting over.
It seems really like, should that be intuitive that you don't like wash with sudsy?
You would think. You would think. Just like there's no respecting any Italian of any respect that would ever have a cappuccino after 10 in the morning. That's how you know someone's not Italian. They might as well be Irish or Polish or whatever. They can't possibly be Italian, putting milk in coffee after 10. It's just
I tell that to so many Americans, and they're like, what?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Although it's just, I'll go to Starbucks and have a dry cappuccino at any hour, and I find it to be delicious.
Well, you know what? Knock yourself out. Lottie effing da. But I'm telling you, you're wrong. And by the way, thinking
I know I'm wrong, but I think it's delicious.
Yeah, okay. Knock yourself out. And by the way, I've been handed a challenge for February, for the first week of February. And the challenge was handed to me by none other than...
It's the billionaire Don Coddington's Friday, 5 o'clock.
You want to hear my challenge?
Yeah.
Don says that he doesn't think I could go one solid week, 7 days, without eating cheese or some dairy of some sort.
I thought you were going to say he's going to make you quit coffee, and I was like, no way.
No way he's going to quit. No.
I'm not going to quit coffee.
I'm not crazy.
You're definitely not quitting coffee.
Okay. So
when are you doing this? What are the dates?
The 1st. I think it's Sunday. When is the 1st?
Sunday
of this week.
So this is going to air Monday. So by the time this airs, right? Because we're not ahead anymore. We're in real time now.
I think this airs this week.
Okay. So by the time this airs, you will be almost 48 hours into no dairy. No dairy February, which is the phrase I coined 3 years ago.
There's one addendum that I can do. And
that's not no dairy.
No, wait, hang on. But I'm going to tell you about it. It's
bullshit.
I can put butter to make my eggs. Now, here's what I'm thinking
that's
of
bullshit.
doing.
No, that's bullshit.
Here's the thing.
No, you have to use olive oil or coconut oil. Fuck that. No.
I'm going to use, I have tallow. I got like 10 pounds of tallow up there.
Use tallow.
I'm going to use tallow, but I'm going to have to make mine and Serena separate because she likes her stupid egg made.
Yeah, and she doesn't have to do your dumb challenge.
No. So I'm going to say, look, I'm going to have to make my eggs first. And I might try to sell her on the tallow and see if I can push that.
It's delicious. Do you want to know what I fried in tallow yesterday?
Go on.
I went live on YouTube, so it still should be up if you want to watch it. Anyone who's listening. I had this idea. Now, I know this is trash food, okay? This is trash food, what I'm about to say. However, what if I made it NSNG? So bear with me.
Go on.
Fried mozzarella sticks.
There's no way you can make that NSNG.
Guess what, Vinny?
What?
Your girl nailed it.
Get out of here.
Here's what I did.
Let's go, girls.
That's exactly why you have that button, and it makes me so happy.
I know. I also have this one.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
So I used to have fried mozzarella sticks in high school, and then I had them once long before COVID at this one gluten-free, this pizzeria in New York City that had a little gluten-free section because it was run by real Italians and they know what gluten-free is. And that's the last time I had in 30 years. That's the one time I've had fried mozzarella sticks. But we all know that it is a delicious trash food that will probably kill you if you have way too many of them.
I'm guessing at the last time I had one was probably the last time I went to a TGI Fridays, which was probably, let's call it, I went after college, so let's call it 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was probably also the last time I had folks, I'm not making this up. They used to make something called potato skins, where they would scoop out all the potatoes.
So good.
And they would sell that.
That was the best
as
appetizer.
potato, and then they would put potato skin.
And they put the bacon and the cream cheese and not the cream cheese. What's it called? The sour cream and the chives and the cheddar.
Yeah.
And the jalapenos.
Yeah, it was delicious. It was delectable. But I think that was the last time I had that. And they gave you like a dipping sauce to put it in,
you dip it in marinara.
Marinara, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I was thinking about it. It was on my brain. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go live on YouTube and I'm just going to try it. I've never made this before. And if it works, I'll make it properly again and take proper pictures and post it as a recipe. And if it doesn't work, well, I'll have a good laugh. And so I whisked up eggs and cream and Dijon mustard. And then I took a bag of, it was Epic Himalayan salt pork rinds because I was out of the pork panko. And I Vitamixed the pork rinds into tiny crumbs for coating. And I put a little bit of salt dust in there, but you don't need to put that much just because I also like the green flecks of the green onion that's in the salt dust. So it did, dredge it and then roll it in the thing. And then I had a thing of Epic tallow and I did it in the pan. I was going to try the deep fryer because I have this little mini deep fryer, but I was like, let me just do it in the pan so we can see what's going on, see what's happening. Vinny, they were so good.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
However, we all know that string cheese, mozzarella cheese is just like a cheese food product. It's not great. So it's not like something I would say, hey, make this all the time.
This is but you know what, Anna? The football is coming up.
The football is coming up. I wanted to have something fun.
Yeah,
for the
big game. Yeah.
So I'll make sure I remake it. The one thing I wish I had done, because I took out the, you have to peel the cheese strings from the cheese. What are they called? The plastic wrap. You know what I'm saying? What are they called?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
the tubes of the string cheese.
Yeah. It's cheap
mozzarella
cheese.
Sticks. Mozzarella sticks. Yeah, cheap cheese. And it's already dry, so there's no issue. I'm sure there's got to be anti-caking agents in that cheese. It's not good,
There's no
you
two
guys.
ways about it. It's not good cheese.
It's not good cheese. However, I wish that I had put them in the freezer for an hour before I made them because they do get really melty when you're frying. And I fried it in the beef tallow, and I thought, I don't know how this is going to work. I know that I fry my chicken parm with the pork rinds, and it works pretty well. But there's always a part of me in the back of my head going, you know that pork rinds are already fried. So you're basically frying them twice, you know? So it's like, is this, and it does, it worked great. You could do almond flour, but that'll be higher carb, either way, whatever works for you. Just thought I'd inspire some ideas. And then of course, dipped it in the marinara sauce and it was holy shit, flippin' delicious.
Since we're going to be talking about labels, I'm going to do an ad, but I want to tell you guys about beef tallow right now. Because someone was asking me about this on the X just last night. And here's the deal. People go, oh, beef tallow, that sounds expensive. I buy it on Amazon in tubs, and usually I get like 8 pounds at a time. That's like 2-pound tubs, like great. 4 of them. And it's very inexpensive. It's not.
That's good. I bought the Epic one from my more bougie local store, and I wish I had ordered it online.
Epic is a brand, and it's going to be more expensive. But I buy big tubs of it. I'm going to tell you, your hands get dry. Just take a spoon in there. You're not an animal, because this is food grade stuff. Just take a little tablespoon, put some in your hand, put it on your hands, and it will moisturize your hand. And then
look at Robin Dobbins made me. You know what this is?
What is that?
She made me tallow lotion with little oils in it. I know.
Yeah.
Orange.
Oh, that's the other thing you could do.
Orange, lavender, and tea tree. It smells So good.
You could do what Robin Dobbins did. You can add different,
There it is.
what do
And
they
it
call it?
melts.
Essential oils. Yeah.
It's cold. It's cold in my office, so it's very, you see. But then
Yeah, it's
the
very
warmth
thick.
of my hand is
Mhm.
making it get right absorbed in. It's awesome.
Yeah. So Anna's
Put it
doing
on
the
your
same
neck.
thing I do. You
Moisturize
put
your
it on,
neck,
you put it on
ladies.
your face, you put it wherever, and you could cook with it. And people go, "What's tallow?" All right, so tallow is rendered beef fat, right? And it makes this great cooking oil. There's also people go, "What's the difference between tallow and lard?" Lard is rendered
Lard's pig,
fat
right?
from pig.
Yeah.
Here's the
And
thing.
suet too is from the kidney, right?
Yes. But I want to stick with these two because lard and
Yep.
tallow are the two main ones. Here's the deal.
Yep.
They both have very similar profiles. They have a little different flavor to them. It's not really a flavor, but you can get the flavor out of them. You'll see what I'm talking about when you use them. I've noticed more than not, like something will say lard, and then, I'm saying lard. It's LARD. It sounds like I'm saying Lord, like Lord Jesus Christ. Lard, LARD. What you will notice a lot of times is read the label before you buy this stuff, either at the store or at Amazon, wherever you get it from. Read the label because it might say 100% lard on the front. On the back, it'll say lard and some kind of seed oil. They do the same thing with some of the tallows. Don't ask me which brand I buy. Sometimes I buy different brands, but I always check to make sure it's 100% on the ingredients, one ingredient.
Yeah.
Rendered beef fat or rendered pig fat, right? That's it. That's it. You don't want anything else to be in there. And trust me, when you start cooking with these things, it changes everything. And by the way, Anna, you just convinced me. I'm going to cook Serena's eggs in the butter next week when I do my 1 week thing. And who knows? If I go 1 week, I might turn it into a month, but I'm not committing to that because I love myself a bit of cheese.
So why did Don throw down this gauntlet?
I can't remember. He
just thinks that you're addicted to dairy and you could never quit
we
it.
We were having a BS conversation about, all of the carnivore people, and I'm not knocking carnivore people. I think it's a great way to eat if you want to do it. How some of them go deep, like my friend Anthony Chafee, who I just had on the show a few weeks ago. They'll start talking about casomorphines and how bad that is for you, right? And the whole thing. And I personally don't think it's really that bad. Now, the one thing about casomorphines that I may agree with is that eating dairy and cheese can become addictive. It's kind of like ice cream or sugar or anything else. You eat a little bit, you want some more. I'm good about having a piece of cheese and then stopping. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't have that problem with that. My addiction is with sugar. So I stay clear of sugar. But when it comes to casomorphines, it doesn't seem to bother me a whole lot. I don't feel the inflammation from it. And Don goes, hey, just do it for a week to see if you feel different. Like if you do something for 1 day, nothing happens, right? If you do it for 2 days. But if I do it for a week, I can see if I feel better. I'm not going to go do blood tests or do any of that stuff. I just want to see what it feels like to do something like that for a week. And if I'm feeling different, I might go for a second week. And if I'm feeling that much different, I might go for a month. But I don't eat that much dairy to where I can't do it, right? It's not like I don't have to psych myself up for this. I don't have to go, oh my God. It's just like when I stopped drinking for the year.
It's not that hard to go dairy free. I know people. Yeah. I don't know. It's not that hard. I think I get it. Here's what. People give up carbs, right? Like I gave up gluten because that's what I was told to do first because of celiac. And then I chose to give up carbs and go NSNG. And then when the doctor's like, hey, you're eating too much dairy, you should. So Eat Happy 2 is the best book, has most of my dairy-free stuff in it because that's what I was doing at the time. So that has a lot of dairy-free recipes and also ideas on how to make things dairy-free. And I'm glad that I went through that experience. So now I know how to work with dairy-free options to make things taste just as good so you don't miss the dairy. But like, then you're like, well, I already quit all these things. And then you get mad and you throw the temper tantrum. And... Sure. But dairy's my one little comfort, and And then you just have to figure out what another different comfort's going to be. Because if you can't tolerate it, you can't tolerate it. That sucks. But eventually you get used to it.
You know, Anna, I gave up junk in my air. My air was full of junk and I didn't even know. Mm-hmm.
Your air was so full of junk. I hope they send me one.
I got you in touch with Liz, right?
Yeah, she said she'd be in touch and I haven't heard, but that's okay. Maybe it's on the way or something.
You know what? Next time, I'm doing her a solid next week. I'll bring it. If you don't get anything in a week,
okay,
I'll chirp.
Great.
But I don't want to go. I don't want to be. Hey, you said you were going to send Anna.
Yay. Hey, remember Anna?
My air is junk free around this house. As a matter of fact, Serena is now telling me we need a third unit. That's how we feel the difference in the areas where they are in the house.
That's amazing.
And so we're getting a third unit. And you guys might want to get your first unit. I'm telling you, get them while the getting is good. You want to save $300 at Jasper, JASPR, jasper.co/Vinny. You save $300 by putting the /Vinny after .co. Jasper.co/Vinny, $300 savings on this incredible machine. And I've been telling everyone, we noticed some people bought 2 right away and then went back and bought another 2. I'm guessing these are people who suffer from big time allergies. They wanted to see what was doing. Because when you have allergies, you will do anything to change your life.
Oh, yeah.
Because you live in misery. And that's what I started figuring out. I was like, how are people buying 2, 3, 4? And as I said, one person bought 6. I still would like to talk to that person. I reached out to him. I want to know why. Are they all in your house? Are you living in a McMansion? Do you have an office building and you put one in each of your offices or whatever? I don't know what they did. I just know that they bought 6. But the people who bought 1 go back and buy another 1 or 2. I've never seen anything like this, Anna, where people go, well, I'll try it. And then immediately within a week or 2, they go back and buy more because it's hard to believe that this thing is doing what it's doing. Jasper,
it's almost like clean air is like really important or something.
I don't think we realize how bad it is. I was talking on another podcast. I got as a joke gift, as a stocking stuffer, Serena gave me something and it came with little Christmassy incense that's supposed to smell like Christmas. I'm not an incense guy. What am I going to do? You know, I don't watch Oxygen Network. I'm not going to burn incense. So I went, you know what? I got something smoky I can put in this room. I can light one of these incense. And it smelled like crap, right? It was not a good smelling incense. It was supposed to be like pine forest or something.
Well, that's a shame.
So
you kind of were hoping it was going to smell good, right?
Yeah, I was. But my Jasper started whirling up. And within an hour or so, the room was almost back to normal. By the next morning, because I did it in the evening, I couldn't tell that an incense had ever been lit in this room. So if you got a friend that comes over and smokes a cigarette or a cigar or whatever, like I do, I allow my buddies to do that in my basement when we're watching football. That hasn't happened this winter. That was last winter or the winter before. This would clear it right up. It's just crazy how this thing works.
So it's always on. But then if there's like air schmutzy stuff, it it whirs up. Is that what happens?
Yes. So sometimes when I start my fireplace, like a little smoke will come into the room before it starts bellowing.
Oh yeah.
And you'll hear, it'll kick up into a high thing for like 3 or 4 minutes to catch the air up, and then it goes right back down to a normal thing. Right. Or you could turn it up high like that if you want to, but it picks up anything and everything. Jasper.co/Vinny. Okay, Anna, we've talked a lot about tallow here and ingredients and everything. Let's get deeper into ingredients.
Let's start with how to read nutrition labels, because I feel like that's the advice you always hear. Like, make sure you're reading labels, but I don't know that people know what that means.
Okay. So
they think it means look at net carbs on the nutritional panel.
Well, all right. So let's start with the front of a package.
Yeah.
The front, first off, if you're eating anything from a package, you're probably, that's step number 1. Everything you're eating should be a 1 ingredient food. That has nothing to do with labeling. I'm just giving you guys some pro advice. if you're getting a processed food, something that's packaged, there's a damn good chance that you got yourself a problem already. So that's number one. Number two, do
Is
not
that
believe.
confusing? Because you and I both have companies where we sell a food with more than one ingredient. Or actually, I guess you don't technically right this second sell the ultra fat, but
No, but if I did, that I'm talking about processed junk. You don't have processed your food. Well, we could get into that in just a second.
That's what I just want to clarify, because how it'll get interpreted is somebody online will be like,
well, Anna's got 5 ingredients in that.
Right. There's spices
I'm
and
glad
cheese.
you brought that up, Anna. I'm glad you brought it up.
I just want to be clear about the difference between ultra processed foods and like an Oreo.
Anna's sauce has all the foods in there are real foods. There's no
it's all single ingredient foods.
Or no blah 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 color number 5 or red number 6 or yellow number 9. Everything in there are one ingredient foods that all come together to make something yummy. So I'm glad you made that clarification. That being said, even on Anna's products or on my products, you cannot believe what's on the front. Now, it just so happens that on Anna's products, she's not lying on the front. I know that because I know what's in the product. But companies can lie and not get in trouble. Just know that. Always talk about it. Well,
let's put it this way. Companies will use whatever marketing trickery that is legally allowed to the point of it could be confusing at best, misleading at mid, and full-on lying at worst.
That's correct. Some companies do the right thing and tell the truth. Most companies don't. And the bigger the company, the bigger the lie. I think that's a true statement.
Yeah.
That's number one.
I agree.
Now, and the example I could give, we got to do an ad for them anyway, is Villa Capelli, right? I mean, we always talk about it. In this country, you can say on the front of olive oil, 100% pure olive oil. And basically, the workaround is, there's 100% pure olive oil in here, but it's only 60% of the product. The other 40% is or are seed oils, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem.
And to me, the olive oil thing blew my mind so much that, because it doesn't say anything but olive oil in there. Like, how could it have something else in there? But it does.
Right. Yeah. And how do you learn that? Well, you turn the package around. Now, when you turn the package around, there's 2 things. There's something called nutrition facts. Again, they don't get to lie there, but they get to confuse you. Right? So they're creating a mess that you can't understand. They do things like they'll say no added sugar. I don't even know what that means. Or they'll say,
I know what it means because I have it on my label.
Right, I understand that. All right, we'll get to that in a second. But they'll say no added sugar, or they'll say total carbs 11 grams total carbs, and then carbs from sugar 9 grams. Well, do you add the 9 to the 11? Right? How does that work? And they allow you to do that. Protein, they get to fudge on. They get to fudge on all this stuff under facts. What I'm getting at, folks, is do not read the facts. It has nothing to do with the truth about the product. Where the truth lies is in ingredients. Okay? That's where you absolutely have to tell the truth, because at the end of the day, they must tell you what's going into your body. You will notice that this is the hardest thing to read because it's tiny. And if you don't have perfect vision and you don't have great readers on, you will not be able to read it whatsoever. That's number one. Number two, if it's like a a protein bar. We were talking to Sarah Baker a week or so ago about
last week's episode. If you didn't catch it, listen to that Protein 101.
We were talking about bars, right? If you notice on protein bars or any kind of bar, on the back, there's a flap. There's a flap there that does not have to exist, right? They act like, oh, this is just the way we package things, and it flaps over. You got to pull that flap. It's kind of like pulling the foreskin back to look at it. You got to see what's under the foreskin.
Okay.
And just like Anna made that face, when you pull back that foreskin, you're gonna find 2 pack rats eating head cheese. That's just what's there. It's nothing but a mess. Too much of a visual, Anna? Too much of a visual?
I don't love it.
Okay. When you pull it back, they got to tell you the truth on those ingredients. And that's where you're going to go, wait, the first ingredient, they said no added sugar. The first ingredient seems to be sugar. And then they start lying about different kinds. They start calling sugars other things. Now, if you go get my PDF, I think at last count, we have 68 or 70 different names for sugars, but they hide it in other ways. They'll say lemon juice concentrate. That's a way to hide sugar. Fruit juice.
Vinny, isn't that just lemon juice?
It'd be nice if it was. But you don't taste any lemon in a chocolate bar, do you? No, you just taste
sweet.
The concentrate. They're concentrating the sugar. They will call it turbinados, and they will use all kinds of names to name sugar throughout that ingredient list.
Well, and even purposefully split the sweeteners into different things so that they do have to list them, but it'll still say 0.
Anna cut out there, right, when she was saying, Anna, can you repeat that? Okay, I have no idea what happened to Anna. She just locked up. So I'm going to tell you what Anna was getting ready to say.
Wait,
there she is.
That was so weird. Anna, my computer froze.
You locked up on when you were saying.
I could hear you though. That was weird. No, and it wouldn't let me use the cursor or anything. They use different kinds of sweeteners in one formula, like brown rice syrup, lemon extract, pear condensed, not condensed. What's it called? Condensed. What is it called?
No, they'll call it pear concentrate.
Pear concentrate. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then you'll see, turbinado sugar, coconut sugar. And then you're like, oh my God, there's 6 kinds of sugar listed, but it still says 0 grams of added sugar. How can that be? And that is in the FDA CFR, which is the Title 21 Code of Federal Regulations that apply to FDA labeling requirements. They're allowed to have a plus or minus margin of error. So that's how they willingly and knowingly work their way around the requirements, because they know that the general public right now is looking for no sugar added. They know that the general public is looking for no seed oils. They know that the general public right now is trying to get protein and fiber, and they are adding these things to their labels. Oh boy. It's crazy.
Anna, I'm glad you mentioned seed oils, because they used to just do it with sugars to show no added sugar. So, dextrose would be one. Then it might say malulose, inulose, allulose, and then they'll get into this concentrate, that concentrate, the other concentrate. And if it's all plus or minus a certain percent, so you could literally have 20% of that product is sugar, and it literally says 0 sugar.
And it's so misleading and confusing.
The other thing they're doing now, they're doing that with seed oils. You used to just see canola oil, because we used to think canola oil was healthy. So they would just load it up with canola oil.
Well, it's a vegetable oil. Vegetables are healthy.
Yeah, vegetable. How can canola oil be bad for you?
Corn oil.
So
it's a vegetable oil.
Health food stores used to sell bottles of canola oil, and they would tell people, put it on the spoon and drink it.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Oh, God.
I'm not making that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what they do is, now you'll see canola oil, sunflower oil, corn oil. Like they'll have 5 or 6
of them
oils because of the plus or minus that they need to get to. And guess what else they have to do? Those oils are runny. They're machine oils. They're like literally like sewing machine oil or gun oil that you would literally clean a gun with. It's the same oil. So what they have to do is, in order to make it emulsify, they need to hydrogenate it or partially hydrogenate it in order to make it thick. See, they could use an oil that was stay thick, like the aforementioned coconut oil, the aforementioned tallow or lard. They can put one of those in there, or even palm oil. Palm oil has gotten the bad same rap that all, like coconut oil. They'll tell you, oh my God, these are bad oil. That's the company saying, we don't want to use those oils. They're too expensive. We'd rather use this cheap shit stuff that's equivalent to gun oil. I am not making that up. As I've always said, the difference between canola oil that you eat and gun oil that you buy from the Remington company is that Remington adds an odor to it to make it smell different, like a chemical oil, so that you don't end up ingesting it.
Right.
That's why that's there.
Because it's toxic.
Yeah. People go, man, gun oil, and I got some hops number 9. That's what my grandfather used to use. That stuff smelled great. Everyone loves the smell of gun oil because they would add these kinds of smells to them, right? And it kind of smells like your grandpappy because he had it on his hand or whatever, right? Well, the reason those oils don't smell like that naturally, they add that odor to the oil to let you know this is an industrial oil that you don't eat, but you can clean a gun or a sewing machine with. We use those same oils without the odor, and that's what you're ingesting, folks. I wish I was making this part up. It's a little different. I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek here, but it's the same crap.
Yeah.
It's where they get it from. I'm not making this stuff up. You have to go look it up. These oils, these sugars, it's why we're fat. It's why we have a problem. It's why people have, glycemic index of whatever. It's why people have A1Cs of whatever. It's why people are trying to take 12 drugs. And I'm not exaggerating 12. I can call my brother Mark right now. He'll tell you, I'm on 12, 15 drugs. I don't know. Something like that. And I know it because I see what's lined up at his house. I'm 63. I'm on 0 medications. My buddy Don Coddington, hang on.
It's the billionaire.
Don Coddington.
I feel like he doesn't get 2 a show.
Well, he just got 2. Double barrel show, Anna. Double barrel.
Ish.
Okay.
He's sure getting a lot of attention for a man throwing down the dairy gauntlet to you.
But here's the thing. He and I talking, he goes, Vinny, no drugs, right? No, I'm on 0. What about you? 0. And both, when we go to our doctors for our checkups, they're like, when the nurses look through a thing, it's like, you didn't list your medications. It's like, oh yeah, I listed them. I don't see them here. I'm not on medication. There's nothing that says you need to be on medication at any point in your life. There's 0 medications I need to be on. There's 0 medications Don has to be on, right?
I'm on estradiol. That's it.
That's what I was going to say. Some women are on different things.
I ain't got no ovaries.
Yeah, Anna and I have the ovaries, and vaginas are like Ferraris. They're great to have, but they just don't run well. You got to keep that thing tuned up.
Got to keep
and I get it.
Keep it in condition, tip-top shape.
You get older, you got to keep it lubed up and what have you. I know what's going on. I got a wife. I know how it works. So look, I get that. But if you don't want to be on medications, or if you're on medications, you read those labels. Read the ingredients. That's what's going into your body. And when you get down past, go on, Anna.
No, I was just going to say, it was very illuminating for me 6 years ago when we started making we sold our very first jar of marinara sauce 5.5 years ago. And here's what happens. They measure what goes into the food, right? And then they convert it. So let's say I don't come to them with like a cup of this, a teaspoon of that, a dash of this. We have to have a precise recipe that's done in weight. So we need this many pounds of tomatoes, this many pounds of fresh garlic, this many pounds of extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, fresh basil, done. Okay. So then they take that knowing we're going to make this many gallons, and they convert the pounds and the gallons into a volumetric percentage. So out of 100%, 87% is tomatoes. This is the marinara. Okay.
Right.
And provided that you're sourcing really good ingredients, and we get the spec sheets, we source really good ingredients, we talk to those farmers who are supplying all this stuff, then after they convert it to 100% volume, they then put it into an algorithm that spits out the nutritional panel, and then they give you the list of ingredients that obviously you have to make sure everything's correct. And then if you have an allergen in it, you have to say contains milk. So 2 of our flavors contain milk, the pumpkin marinara and the pink crema. Okay. So seeing this process happen, I was like, there's not like a scientist who's sitting there taking every formula at the thing that they make and putting it through a little calorie machine and a vitamin and nutrient machine.
Right.
They take the spec sheets from the farmers, from the suppliers who get the olive oil. They take those spec sheets. So that's why it's so important that you know who's making your food, because somebody's got to be on top of like, well, who's sourcing the good stuff? It can't just be a random olive oil producer. It has to be somebody that we know, right? And so this is where it blows my mind when people take the back of that thing and they look at the nutritional panel and like, this is the Bible. And I'm like, it's not. Have you Googled lime juice? You should Google carbs in lime juice. The top 10 results will be 10 different grams of carbs in lime juice because it's put through an algorithm. It's in a database, and there's different food databases that different manufacturers pull from. And that's why, for example, I have a pasta sauce and another company has a pasta sauce. And sure, we have some like extra ingredients that are different. They may add sugar, they may add seed oils, but why is the carb count different? You know what I mean? If there isn't any sugar, why does mine have 1 more gram of carb than the other one? Because that's the spec sheet from our suppliers. You know what I'm saying? Here's what I'm saying. It's not science. It's not. They're putting on estimates on the spec sheets. So that's why it's so much more important to read the ingredients, like what Vinny's saying, and see that you are eating real food, as opposed to like. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you reminded me. I was talking to a guy. He's going to be on a Friday show coming up. Will Harris, he's a cattle rancher right here in America, and he does it the right way. It's all grass fed, grass finished, and the whole thing.
That's awesome.
I want to say his. A White Bark, a White Oak Ranch or something. I can't remember. God, I wish I could remember. At any rate, he was explaining to me that, they buy cattle from all over the world now, right?
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
And they bring it to the United States, and they can label it USA beef, and it's not USA beef.
Right.
And if you're buying
That's crazy, by the way.
If you're buying from the big, beef companies, if you buy hamburger meat, I said to him, Will, he's like an 85-year-old man. I said, Will, is it true that the hamburger meat that we have now could literally, you might have 10 different animals in 1 pound of hamburger meat? He goes,
Yeah,
oh no,
that's
it's
crazy.
way more than that. He goes, it's way, I wish, I want to give him a plug. Let me see if I can even find his.
That's really important too, is to find meat providers where you know where the meat comes from.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm going to see if I can find. Let's see. I got to be able to find the name of his farm. I want to give this guy a free plug here because it's that. By the way, Anna, we've gone so long on this that what I want to do.
We'll do the GLP-1 stuff.
We'll do the GLP-1
next week. I'll put a note.
Let's see. White Oak Pasture. So it's White Oak. Go look up White Oak Pasture or White Oak Farm. It's Will Harris. They're out of Georgia. And I want to. I don't know if it's called White Oak Pasture. I want to look it up because I want to give this guy's not paying
White
me
Oak
a dollar.
Pastures.
How do you get to their website? Because I think they sell.
They have a Wikipedia page. Is what I'm looking at. WhiteOakPastures.com. There he is.
WhiteOakPastures.com. Yeah, you're Will Harris. I enjoy talking to this man so much. By the way, folks, there's no promo code. I can't give you anything. Maybe I should call him and get a promo code. But And by the way, I mentioned it. I was talking to Chris. I was like, yeah, I was talking to this guy from White Oak Pastures. He goes, oh my God. He goes, when I lived in Texas, I bought all of my meat from them. And when I was talking to him, I realized that we were getting his meat through Whole Foods, and then Whole Foods stopped selling it. But we get it, I think, from Wegmans or somewhere like that. It's just this incredible meat. And he said, you know what? He goes, we had to make a decision back in the 90s. You know, he goes, I was one of those people adding all of the stuff to my cattle. And he goes, you get drunk on that, right? You get drunk on, oh, we could beef them up more by giving them hormones and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And he goes, bottom line, I couldn't do it anymore. You know, we were a factory. We were an animal farm and the whole thing. Now they do regenerative everything. They just do it all right. And I sit there and I go, my God, there are good people out there in the world. We should be supporting them.
And there's a lot happening with regenerative agriculture right now. So support those farmers who are doing that. That's really, really important. And also at the same time, I understand that money is tight right now. Resources are limited. So I will give the caveat that I always give to people, which is do the best you can with the resources you have. That's all you can do. It's okay.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you know, until we were empty nesters, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
When we were living in
Game
LA,
changer.
we didn't have much money going around. We had to eat whatever we could eat, right?
Yeah.
And we were healthy and we were fine. And it's okay to eat whatever you can get, right, on your budget. But one of the things, you know, I think when people become empty nesters or whatever, that's why you see old farts driving sports cars and stuff. They go, oh, my kids are out of the house. We don't have as many notes. I can go buy a sports car. I looked around and went, oh, we're empty nesters. We're not living in a place that's expensive and the whole thing. I want to eat better food. You see, everybody makes a choice in this world.
Yep.
That's the choice I made. I could have easily gone out and got myself a Porsche or something. I don't know. They're probably kind of expensive. But the food was important to me. I want to eat better, right? Because when you get older, you don't go, oh my God, that Porsche, man, it really changed my life. But you know what might change my life? Eating better food.
Right.
So, we make decisions.
Well, in 2 months, I will be at ExpoWest, and I will have, I'm sure, all sorts of fun reporting to let everybody know what the trends are.
Oh, I can tell you.
To mess with our food.
Protein.
Well, it's fiber now.
Yeah,
protein was 2025. We're doing fiber. We'll talk about that. We'll do that next time. Let's talk about that next time.
You know what, Anna, please write that down because my last 3 consults, 2 of the 3 asked me about fiber.
Okay. Let's do a fiber 101 next week.
I've always said you don't need fiber. It's like, yeah. I've been listening for years, but now everything is fine. My doctor's saying fiber, the nutritionist, it's like fire them both. They don't know what they're talking about. Go find a better doctor, a better nutritionist.
I feel like, honestly, it's going to be harder to fight the fiber thing than it has been the carb thing. That's my prediction. It's going to be a tougher sell.
Folks.
But so all I'm saying is next week, we're going to talk about this. But let's talk about it next week. Save it for next week. Villa Capelli olive oil.
I mentioned Villa Capelli during the show because it means that my stew meat. But yeah, it's 100% pure olive oil. We talked about it. It's great stuff. We talked about it before they ever paid us. Go get Villa Capelli right now while it's in stock. Because guess what? When they run out of olives, they can't make olive oil and you can't get oil. I like to keep an extra 3-liter tin hanging around over here. Villa Capelli olive oil. It's all I use here. It's all Anna uses. We put it in our D3. Listen, go get Villa Capelli right now. Villa Capelli olive oil. Promo code Vinny saves you 10% every time. Anna Vocino has Eat Happy Kitchen. Don't come around here telling me, oh, I'm tired of cooking. I don't know what to make. You know, it's also difficult. She gives it. I keep telling her, Anna, you're dumb. You're stupid. You don't know how to make money. You got to charge these people. She gives it away for free. Go to Eat Happy Kitchen. You get all these recipes for free. Look, you want yourself a nice cookbook, go get the cookbook. I would tell you to get the cookbook. And then you go, well, geez, I don't know how to cook this stuff. You could be like me. You don't have to know how to cook. You just take Anna's powders and you just throw it all over your food like that.
That's right.
Boom. Boom. Serena's got to go do a job in LA. Guess what? I'm boned up. I got my 4-pack. I call it my 4-pack.
You got
the
your
salt.
double barrel spices.
Oh, yeah. You know how sometimes you'll see a porn star and she'll have a cock in each hand doing this? Yeah, I'm like that with the
That's
spices.
you with the spice. Oh, I love it.
I'm just pouring. It's like I'm pouring it all in. Yeah.
Vinny,
And
I was at Gelson's today, and our
Yeah?
spices are on the shelf at all the Gelson's.
really,
It was so
folks,
exciting to see it.
if you don't live in LA, Gelson's is like, all right, there's Whole Foods and the prices here. Gelson's is up. Like Anna,
It's not Erewhon. Gelson's is no longer the expensive place. Erewhon's the expensive place.
Erewhon
Yeah.
took over.
Who
Yeah.
snubs us every time?
But let me tell you something. Gelson's is snooty stuff. The snooty people are eating Anna's food, and it's not that expensive. You guys can go eat like the snooty people, and it's not expensive. So go to Eat Happy Kitchen, get it all. You could get exactly what the rich LA people are getting at Gelson's. Boom. Just like that. So go do that. All right. So on behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with Guns N' Roses.